my dear Swami Satyadevanandaji, Swami Vishnupadanandaji, Sri Sanjeev Shelvikar, and my very dear devotees, friends, and acquaintances, and respected visitors. I am very happy to be here today. As our Shiv Kumarji told, that I arrived here almost at 12 o'clock last night. That is nothing new. In my itinerary, it's always like that. I go and land in a place, then I feel very glad when I see I am amongst the devotees. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, a sadhu, he means the sannyasi. He calls on God for several hours in a day. There is no wonder in it. When grihasthas, householders, think of God even once in a day, once in the morning or once in the evening, that is something great, he used to say. He used to give the example, it is like looking at a procession that is going on. The road, there is a procession going on. We just stand in our veranda and see. That is quite all right. But somebody is going on the footpath, carrying a load of one mud upon his head. Suppose he stands and sees the procession. It's a, there is a bravery in it. There is a heroism in it. So Sri Ramakrishna said, when householders come to ashram, they come out to attend the satsang. Satsang is the congregation of people who believe that God is true and we belong to Him and we are part and parcel of God. We are not these puny beings born that day and dying on that day. We are eternal beings. We are children of God. So this is the real truth. We want to know this truth. So whoever is having this higher idea of life, they are all the children of God. They are all the real followers of the Sanatana Dharma. So the grihasthas are like that. In India, we consider all are equal ashramas. As our Shelvikar was telling now, you see, there is no difference between householder and sannyasi. Though in the last 1000 years, we went on making distinction, but Swami Vivekananda has smashed that idea of difference between the householder and the sannyasis. Both of them are aspirants for moksha. Whether you is a householder also, your goal is God realization. Even if you are sannyasi also, it is natural that aspire for God realization. That is what Sri Ramakrishna again and again said. He put this great fact before us, awakened us to this fact that the goal of our life is God realization. So when you take up Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, from every third page you see Sri Ramakrishna stressing this. Goal of our human life is what? Very few of us will be able to answer even today in 2025. So we may not be able to give a reply. Some people may say, why? To live a comfortable life. So what is that comfortable life? Having some bank account and having some houses and having some money. And then just living a comfortable life. All the gadgets are there. You have travel by air, travel by comfortable conveyances. This is how we consider the goal of life is joy or happiness. But how much of happiness do we get here? Our life itself is limited only to 100 years. Rarely we reach 100 years. That is why people celebrate. Formerly they used to celebrate centenary of their life. Nowadays they say Sahasra Chandra Darshan, which is about 80 years only. Many people do not reach 100. Therefore they started celebrating Sahasra Chandra Darshan. So So short is our life. However much from the childhood to the end, we enjoy also only 80 years of life, the enjoyment. Whereas Sri Ramakrishna said, so you are born to enjoy the eternal life, joyfulness, eternally live joyfully with the realization of God. If you realize God, you will see that you yourself have become eternal. Your life is not 80 years, nor 80 crores of years. It is eternal. You are ever living. You were never born. You will never die. You are with God. You are a child of God, sitting on the lap of Him, and seeing the whole thing as a sort of a drama. And God's drama is going on. That's the whole universe. You will also be a spectator to it. Who enjoys the game much? Not the player, but the spectator. So similarly, Sri Ramakrishna said, when you are in life, you don't enjoy it. You must become a spectator. The spectatorship is what God realization. Sri Ramakrishna's first teaching to anybody is, he would ask this question, what is the goal of your life? Somebody, as I earlier discussed, they would say, it's right to have comfortable life, have a good house, have good cars, or have bank account, and live comfortably. So Sri Ramakrishna would always say, but that's only short-lived. Don't you want to be eternal, endless, infinite? There is the way where you can get infinite joy, infinite life, infinite knowledge and infinite power. That is what is that? Realize God. Realization of God means then we feel that we are not this body, we are not the mind, which comes and goes. Just like we change the clothes when it becomes old, so and we go for a new one without carrying what has happened with the old garment. So we all become old. We need not bother. We are going to get a new body, so we will live the life again. So this should be our feeling when once we realize that we are souls, we are children of God. Children of God they are not afraid of giving up this body, because these bodies we have already assumed so many we are going to assume. This is only a short time we have assumed this body. So this idea, Sri Ramakrishna makes it so clear. We are all children of God. We must realize this. Being children of God, we are like this spark from the fire. Fire and the spark, they are not different. Spark will be very small, and fire is simply it can burn all the huge buildings, forests, etc. They are not different. They are the same. Only for ordinary people appears, oh, this is only a small spark, and that's a big fire. But do you neglect a small spark here if it is there? If there is a spark there, oh, for spark, everybody will run outside. Because you know, this spark is going to become a fire. It's no time, and it may take any big form. So each one of us are like sparks of this fire of God. Sri Ramakrishna again and again goes on telling that you are not ordinary. This is the message of Swami Vivekananda, where Shilgar was explaining. So Swami Vivekananda made us realize this, become aware of this fact, that each one of us has that infinite potentiality. So we can realize God. We can realize that we are eternal beings. All joy is there, all life is, all power is there, because all knowledge is there in us. And then eternal life is there. So this fact, our Upanishads go on telling again and again. Just as the Western people, they went on behind the scientific investigations, that is finding out the laws and applications of the external world. Our rishis went to the inside, the inner world. What is this mind? What is happening to us? What are we doing in our dreams? What do we experience in our deep sleep? So what is the difference between the deep sleep and dying? All these things they went deep and found out in the end, as Swami Ranganathananda said, the real knowledge which Bhagavad Gita calls as Kshetra Kshetrajnayor Jnanam Yat Jnanam Matam Mama. What is real knowledge? To know that I am the Atman and this body is different from me. I am the knower and this is the known. I am a drashta, this is a drishya. To know that you are the eternal being, that is the real knowledge we should strive for. And that is what our rishis succeeded. Swami Ranganathananji's lectures, when you read, it appears the whole of Upanishads is full of this idea. Oh man, everything is infinite about you. You have infinite life, you have forgotten about it. You have got infinite knowledge and infinite power, you have forgotten about it. You have got infinite joy and infinite love inside you, you have forgotten about it. Awake, awake, awake. Uttishtata jagrata, prapya nara nivodata, shurasya dhara nishita duratya, ityadi. So many slokas, so many mantras are there, just to make man aware of this knowledge. It is already inside us, and that is best done by the people, by avatars like Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna's greatest contribution is he would make everybody realize, yes, what he says is correct. When he says the God realization is the goal of your life, you must make all your other walks of life tend towards this. So you are a householder, live the householder's life, but never forget that you have to realize God. For realizing God, there are certain disciplines in life which we call as dharma. The real dharma is that which takes you to this realization, which makes you happy here in this life by taking you towards God, and which makes you realize the truth of God, that you yourself are the infinite Atman, part and parcel of God. You can say, I am myself Brahman, you can say whatever you may say. But Sri Ramakrishna says, that is the real thing we have to realize. And when he used to say, immediately people used to realize, yes, correct, what he says is right. I am running behind all chimera. I am running behind these appearances. What do I gain by this one? So I must do something towards it. And Sri Ramakrishna always is there to assure you, can everybody realize this God? That he is a child or he is a part and parcel of God? Yes, he said. Men can realize, women can realize, children can realize, old people also can realize. He shows the example. See the 16 disciples, some of them were older than him. Swami Advaitanandaji was older than him. So he instructed him. Advaitanandaji became a Brahmajnani. And the youngest people were there. The Koka Maharaj was there. His name itself was baby. Koka means baby. Was young, very young. So he told, hey Koka, you have to practice all these things, disciplines. He said, if I have to practice discipline, why should I come to you? Without being a child, can anyone say this? He was so simple. See, if I have to practice, why did I come to you? Swami Sri Ramakrishna said, right, you need not do anything. Just remember that I am yours and you are mine. He told others also, these children that have come here, come to me, they need not know anything. They have to know only one thing, who they are and who I am. So we have only to know that Sri Ramakrishna is God himself, whom we want to realize, but we belong to him. We belong to him because whoever takes his name, he says, whoever takes my name, so I will hold him by the hand and take him to me. You don't have to do much. Remember that you belong to God and God belongs to you. And he has shown his spiritual power like that. Whoever would go to him. For example, Swami Mahendranath Datta, he writes M, who is the author of Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. He went to him in a very strange situation. In a house there was so much peacelessness. He thought, I will commit suicide. To commit suicide, he left the home. He came to Calcutta and came to stay with his friend one Sidhu. This Sidhu was a very good friend. As soon as he saw his friend very melancholic, he guessed there's something very serious about him. Somehow he guessed he will do something very wrong. So I should stop him from that. So he said, come. So he entertained him for the night. And Yam's idea was, next day morning he will get up, go to Ganga and jump and die. He had no swimming. So he said, I will jump and I will die. So when he was there, Sidhu gave him the advice. Oh, dear friend, see, Calcutta is full of good gardens. Beautiful gardens are there. So let us go and see one or two gardens in the morning. And afterwards, we will come back and have our lunch, etc. So then Yam thought, he is a good friend. If I say no, then he will say, why do you don't want to go? Then my inner thoughts I have to give, which I should not. Therefore, all right, let us go. So he was taken around. So one garden after another, smaller ones, then big garden, last one. Sidhu brought him. It was already evening. Perhaps on the way, they must have taken some drinks or something. So by the time they reached Dakshineshwar, it was evening. So when they came, here is a big garden. So it's a Rasmani's garden. There is a temple also here of Kali. And there is a Paramahamsa also, I see. Would you like to see? And certainly. Then Master Mahashaya was thinking, anyway, this is the last day in my life. Let me finish all these things. Let not this Sidhu know that I have come here to die. All right, let us go. Went to Kali temple, went saw the garden. Last he came to Sri Ramakrishna with this idea inside him to commit suicide. And he just comes and sees Sri Ramakrishna's doors are open. His room doors of his room was open. Many people were sitting there. It was the last part of his conversation with the devotees. Devotees will disperse afterwards. So Sri Ramakrishna looking at them with his smiling face, and that spiritual light is emanating. Whole room is full of spiritual atmosphere. Then Master Mahashaya was determined to sacrifice, give up his life. He just looked at this atmosphere. Immediately his idea of committing to suicide disappeared from his mind. He has come to the eternal. Where can we think of the dying ones or the mortals? Mortality disappeared from his house because he has come to a place where immortality is there in the form of Sri Ramakrishna. The first thought he comes to his mind is, this place looks like Naimisharanya, where Sukadeva taught Bhagavatam. Here is Sukadeva speaking to these rishis here in this room. He saw a room full of people like this, Sri Ramakrishna speaking. He sees in his mind's eye, all rishis are sitting with the Naimisharanya, the most sacred place. And what he is talking is the real knowledge of God, which will make you also realize. Parikshit realized moksha in 8 days. Kampanti papani, Bhagavata appeared by 8 days. So you realize the highest. Here was Sri Ramakrishna. He looks like Shukadeva here. So he is going on, the whole train of thought is changed. Then Sri Ramakrishna, they entered. Sri Ramakrishna inquired just ordinary queries. How are you? Where are you? Where do you come from? Then he said, come again. This was all the conversation. Sri Ramakrishna, they say, he did not do any miracles. But this is the great miracle he used to do. He used to tell everybody after a short conversation, come again. This come again means come again only next day. It is not that. Or next week, only next week. All your life you will be coming to Sri Ramakrishna. Once you come to him, once you come to him, I have never seen anybody leaving him. So much of attraction. Everybody has got something to give, and everybody has something to take from him. So this Sri Ramakrishna, then he slowly, this Master Mahashaya starts thinking. When he says, come again, then Master Mahashaya reply in his own mind is, I also was thinking, I must come again and see this man. He himself is calling me. Tomorrow morning he said, come. Then what happened to your determination to jump into the Ganges? Gone once and for all. And then he started recording Sri Ramakrishna's words. They have become immortal ambrosia for every one of us, amrita for us. Whoever drinks it will become immortal. Master Mashaya not only did he eschew his suicide, made hundreds of them escape their suicide. The history shows when he read, people have read a few pages of Kathamrita, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, given up the idea of suicide. There is a case of one Westerner. He went to a hotel in Western countries. It is usual to keep some spiritual Bible or Gita or Zinda Vesta on the table of people who come there to stay in the hotels. This fellow had gone there. In that night he is going to hang himself inside that room. Then he just, before he goes to bed, he just sees something on the table and he sees the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Somebody has put it. Just he opens one page or two pages. He said, what? Realization of God is the goal of human life. I am going to end my human life. No, I will do something to realize God. No more committing suicide. Gave up suicide, he comes to after Vedanta. And our Vedanta centers are there in the West as well as East. Now almost the whole world, he got into the Vedantic thought and escaped suicide. So many thousands he saved like that. All this is because Sri Ramakrishna showed him the right path. So he is showing us the right path also. Sri Ramakrishna's greatest teaching is, have this goal of God realization in your life. And for this, you turn all the efforts of your life towards that. You may do it through Karma Yoga, or Jnana Yoga, or Bhakti Yoga, or Raj Yoga. These are all four paths. Swami Vivekananda said, they are not four compartmental yogas. You can mix one with another also. Bhakti with Jnana, Jnana with Karma in different percentages. Therefore, you've got millions of yogas. Each person has his own yoga. But the efforts must be towards reaching God, towards going to God realization. How to do that one? So Sri Ramakrishna said, so many religions are there. Each one is preaching in its own way. Everything is confusing. What is to be followed? What is not to be followed? Sri Ramakrishna took out the essence of all the religions. That is his sadhana. His sadhana, Swamiji said, he was doing sadhanas at the end of which he was himself a parliament of religions. All the religious people were there on the platform of parliament of religions. My master was himself a parliament of religion. For 30 years back or 20 years back, he had become a parliament of religion. He gave us the essence of all religions. Sri Ramakrishna did not give, we say, Sarva Dharma Sthapakastvam, Sarva Dharma Swarupaka. We say, but what is the Sarva Dharma Swapaka? How did he do it? He established all religion, we say. How can anybody establish all religion? He took out the denominator of all the religions and then gave us in 5 nutshells. So these 5 values, what we call it, Dharmika Guna. Nowadays, the days of economics has come. Everything should be turned in terms of money, the loss and gain. So we have turned this religion also like that. Values. It's not value, it is guna. It is dharmic guna. So dharma guna, 5 dharmic guna, good values in your life. You must cultivate. If you cultivate these 5, you belong to all religions. You may belong to any religion. If you are a Christian, you will be a better Christian. If you are a Mohammedan, you will be a better Muslim. If you are a Hindu, you will be a better one. Because this is the essence of all religion. What is this 5? I don't have much time to go through that. Just I will give you this nutshell. That's it. I gave. He said, if you want to realize God, you should do one simple thing. Make a resolve I will hold on to truth. Try to follow it. Not that all of us will become Harishchandras. Neither Sri Ramakrishna expect us. Try to do it. It does not mean that we should give up the goal. Don't lower the goal. Try, and he will help you. I will only tell you one small incident. How Sri Ramakrishna helps in inscrutable ways. Just after telling these 5 nuggets of truth, Sri Ramakrishna first said, you try to follow truth. What we call as honesty, straightforwardness, simpleness. All this comes under the banner of truth. Be truthful. If you are truthful, truthfulness is the tapasya for the Kali Yuga. You don't have to do any other practice of tapasya. You don't have to go to jungle or anywhere. Simply try to be honest, try to be straightforward, try to be clear, simple. That itself is the truth. You will realize God. Who can assure you? Sri Ramakrishna assures you. Be truthful, you will realize God. And He Himself is God. He is determined to give darshan to anybody who follows truth. You can be sure about it. Number 2, he says, think about the whole society as your own family. In the family, we don't see men and women, we see only relations. In my house, there are my 2 sisters, there are my 2 brothers, their father and mother. I never see them as 5 men and 5 women. I see them when there is a mother, sister is a sister, brother is a brother. There is no motherness, there is no womanness or manness there. This idea, this eyes must come to us. We must open our eyes to the relationship we have with the whole world. Whole world is the family of God. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. God's family is whole. Here, whoever belongs to whichever nation, man or woman, they are related to us in a way the people in my family are related. If there is a woman, she is related to me in a sisterly way or a motherly way. If he is a man, he is my father, he is my brother. If this idea comes to you, this is what we call as purity of the mind. Mind becomes pure. So purity, people are afraid. There is nothing to be afraid. Look at everybody as your own brother and sister. That is enough. This purity is second great. If they have this, you will realize God. Third one, he says, be helpful to others in a selfless way. Help others, forget about it. You give some money, your younger brother wants. He is in need. You have got some extra money with you. I'm in difficulty, Dada, please give something. You give. You don't consider the debt. Poor fellow is suffering. I have got extra money. I have given. You forget about it. If he himself comes and gives it back, it is all right. If it does not give also, you never think anything bad about it. Do the same thing with this word. When people come to you for help, or when you feel you should help people, forget about it. Because they is your own brother, is your own sister, is your family member. So this selfless service is a great thing. Swami Vivekananda, Sri Ramakrishna later on said, this is the great path for this Kali Yuga. Selflessness he added. Shivajnane Jiva Seva. Serve everybody. Think that you are serving God. Because God is there in everybody's heart. Ishvara Sarva Bhutana Hrideshe Jivatishtati Brahmayan Sarva Bhutani. He is making the whole game of this world go round, like a person who makes the small vessels into which the children are sitting. It goes round, merrily go round. Just like that, Sri Ramakrishna is making, God is making the whole world. But if we just take refuge in Him, so this world is no world, it's a playground for us. So Sri Ramakrishna says the third value is be selfless and do service to others, selfless service. Fourth and fifth, they are combined. Have faith in God, pray to Him. Simplest is prayer. All other sadhanas will come. Sri Ramakrishna said, the his insistence is on prayer. Can you not pray? We know praying because from our childhood, Papa, Mama, Dedo, Ma, Mummy, Dedo, ऐसा pray करके ही आए हैं. Prayer is very common to us. So think that God is your own father and mother. Pray to Him whatever you want. And similar, if you have to pray, you must know that He is true. He is there with you. He is in front of you. So this faith, God is everywhere. God is inside me. God is outside me. He is in my own heart. Bhagavad Gita says, in everybody's heart, God is there. You don't have to go and search for Him. Turn your mind inside. Pray to Him. You will get all help. So faith and prayer. These 5 values. First is truthfulness. Second is brotherliness, sisterliness with the whole society. Third is selfless service. Fourth and fifth, faith in God, prayer be. Knowing that God is there, He is my own, I am His. So pray to Him whatever you want, secular or religious or spiritual, He will grant you. So after telling this one small incident which I wanted to tell you, I tell that and I close. Oh, Sri Ramakrishna helps in his own way, in spiritual way. There was a family, I met them in our Kolivada colony of government servants. Government servants have got a big colony of houses there. I conducted 3 years Bhagavad Gita class there when I was here, perhaps between 73 and 76. So in one of the families, there was a householder family. One girl, she was a very intelligent girl. And he was a central government servant. He would be transferred, though he was from the south. All over he would be transferred. Once he was transferred to Calcutta, when this girl was studying in the college, final classes, undergraduate classes. Then the exams took place in Calcutta. She finished the examination very brilliantly. Her only aim was to become a BA graduate, then become a good teacher. Somehow or other she took a liking for that. So she had done very well in the examination. In the meanwhile, after the exams were over, they were transferred to Bombay. They came over to Bombay. So that girl and parents, they were all here. I met them there. In their house also, I used to do class. Every week it would change. 1 week I used to do that there. And when the results came, in Calcutta what happened? Huge confusion was there because this communist movement. You all know, it was a terrific state. Nothing could go on. University cannot work, college cannot work, hospitals cannot work, nothing can work. In that condition, the whole university could not value the papers at all that year. So it became October. But then before March, then they have to announce the result. But in December they have to announce the result. Admissions will take place in January. All the papers, they said, are valued and then made to pass in 3rd class. What you call 3rd class? All the people appeared. Whether they were meritorious and without any consideration, all were given certificates. All you have passed, go. This girl got it. She started weeping. Now with this 3rd class certificate, who will get a BA degree? I come to Bombay, where so many good colleges are there. But they want a good student. With this 3rd class certificate, what can I do? She was weeping. Somehow or other, she used to hear me in their house. She developed a faith in Sri Ramakrishna. I had not at that time told her much about Sri Ramakrishna. I was telling about Gita. In connection with it, perhaps I have said something about Sri Ramakrishna. She used to come here, one after 1 year, or 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, for one continuous week. She is coming in the morning, sits for an hour, weeps before Sri Ramakrishna, and tells her woes. What will happen to my life? She is like this. So on the 7th day or 6th day, she is coming out from the temple, our temple here. She is coming out. Another gentleman walks behind her, old man, about 50 years or 55 years. Then he asks her, who are you? I am daily coming to the temple. I am seeing you almost weeping before Sri Ramakrishna. What is it? What is your trouble? Can I help you? She says, this is my condition. I have done so well, sir, in my exam. I should have got if not the first rank, second and third rank in the university. But this is my condition. I am not able to get a secure seat in the B.Ed college. I am the principal of the B.Ed college. I will be there. Where is this Gujarati gentleman here? Where is this South Indian girl who was to serve in Calcutta and appeared in the examination? Where do they meet? And how that man, in 7 days, she observed this girl. She was so glad. She did her BA, became a very good teacher, but passed away very early. So this is the grace of Sri Ramakrishna. You may go anywhere. His hands are there holding you. May Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, Swamiji, be ever with you. May you all get their grace always. And may all your life be full of joy, spiritual as well as secular. Thank you very much.